And welcome to another edition of Nights Around the Fire. I'm David Tomsic. Of course, my co-host here, Sue Taylor,
Hello.
Our researcher, one of our two. I want to give a shout out to everybody. I want to thank you for watching. And for those of you sending in all your requests, this particular program tonight is by request by a lot of people.
By
right?
a lot of people, yeah.
So thank you. We do pay attention. Now, before we get started, just remember that we do have an email. I'm going to post it on the bottom. Please don't hesitate to basically send us an email of what you want, what your hopes are. We do have a merch store. That link will be in the description box as well. Go to it. A lot of great things. You can see this. And, of course, I think if those of you that watched our video on Lake Lanier,
Yes.
Sue had some shirts made with that. And I think she actually got the wrong one delivered.
I did, but I'll go get the other one eventually.
They're pretty cool.
They're both pretty cool.
Lady in the Lake. That's very good. So thanks for watching. So Sue, tonight, by popular demand, take it away.
So tonight we are going to talk about Annabelle the doll.
I hate dolls.
Well, if you don't have to like her, you just have to respect her, because if you don't respect her, that's when things happen. And I want to tell you guys, want to assure you, this is the authentic, original replica of the original Annabelle the doll.
So she's not really Annabelle.
She can hear you.
Oh, sorry. I'm in trouble already. We're not even 5 minutes into the video. Oh, my.
All right.
Well, take it away, Sue. What about Annabelle? What's going on?
So the movies that came out most recently about Annabelle portrayed Annabelle as a large doll, and we will find a picture so that you guys can see for comparison of what the movie version of Annabelle looked like versus the original Annabelle. And the original Annabelle was, in fact, a Raggedy Ann doll, like I have here. This one is one that I've had for probably about 20, 30 years now. So she's a very old Raggedy Ann doll. She may have known the original Annabelle.
You might have been friends.
They might have been. So what happened was, back in 1970, there was a nursing student named Donna who her mother gave her a Raggedy Ann doll as a gift. And Donna really liked the doll. She kept the doll in the house with her, slept with it. They moved it around with them. And they noticed that some stuff was kind of off with the Raggedy Ann doll. And when they noticed that things were off with the Raggedy Ann doll, they talked to a medium. And a medium told them that in the Raggedy Ann doll was living the spirit of a little girl named Annabelle who had died in a car accident. So Donna and her roommate both said, "Oh, well, Annabelle, you're welcome to live with us. You know, you're welcome in here," which, if you know about the spirit realm, not a good idea. It's not really a great idea to welcome something in.
What could go wrong?
Absolutely not one thing, except what does go wrong.
Wow.
So they start noticing that Annabelle the rag doll is moving around to places that they didn't leave her. They start noticing some things are out of place. And the two of the big final breaking straws for this one was they came into the house and they found Annabelle standing on her own in the entryway. And
wow.
Just a Raggedy Ann doll. And then they were finding notes around the house that neither one of them had written. So
Were they alluding that Annabelle wrote the notes?
yes. And there is also a story of someone who had a dream that Annabelle was climbing up his body and was trying to strangle him. The doll itself was trying to strangle him.
Now, first of all, writing notes, Annabelle doesn't have fingers. Strangling somebody might be difficult with that as well. But then again, take it away.
So the nursing student and her roommate decide to call in a couple named Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now, are you familiar with Ed and Lorraine Warren?
I am. Back in the day when I watched some of the stuff as a conspiracy theorist / everything supernatural guy, they were on some programs. They were ghost hunters.
Yes, and they both just died within the last few years. They were both well into their 90s. Ed passed first, and then Lorraine, I believe, in 2019. passed
So
away.
fairly recently, and
Yeah.
I know they looked old back when I watched the show. So, wow, okay,
So they were established paranormal experts, and they started the New England Society for Psychic Research, and they investigated all sorts of hauntings, including the Amityville Horror, what was the haunting that inspired The Conjuring, the haunting in Connecticut haunting. So they did a lot of stuff to the point that Ed Warren declared that they were no longer paranormal experts, they were demonologists.
okay. So we went from ghosts to demons. I don't want to deal with demons at all.
So you either, because we have a friend of the show who you guys are going to get to meet very soon. His name is Ken. He is a paranormal hunter here in the Pittsburgh area. I went out with him about 2 weeks ago to do some ghost hunting. They're going to be on the show. They are going to be with us at the Kensburg bookstore, all about books with TLC this weekend. So he's got some great ideas on ghosts, but Ken also adamantly says he does not deal in demons.
Right. Now, folks, I don't condone anybody searching for demons. I really don't like Ouija boards, and I think who you contact, I think a good chance you're going to grab a demon. So people, keep in mind, we are a family show here. We want to stay on the good side of things, and I don't mind talking about ghosts, but we're going to try to avoid demons, although Annabelle could be an exception here.
Yeah, but we are going to cover this extremely respectfully. We are not mocking Annabelle. We mean no harm to Annabelle. We mean no harm to anybody who greatly respects Annabelle, which you're going to see as we get more into the specifics of the story. I talked to some people who strongly believe in Annabelle, and Ken, our ghost hunter expert, he has seen the real Annabelle in person. And he said that she creeped him out, and he doesn't want anything to do with that type of paranormal.
I've met Ed, and he's a very reasonable guy, very well versed in what he does in ghost hunting. And he did tell us both when we first met him, he refuses to deal. He'll walk right out.
Mm-hmm. He will not touch anything that they are talking about a demon. So, much safer that way.
Safer.
So, the Warrens came in and they came to investigate the Annabelle doll. And they told Donna and her roommate the fact that they were afraid of the doll was making the doll stronger. So they said it wasn't actually the spirit of a little girl in the doll. They said it was a demon. And I don't know anything more about the demon that they might have said it was, anything like more specific about. Some people get really into that when they start talking about demons, like it's this specific demon, it gave this name and everything. I don't have anything information. They just said that there was a demon in the Annabelle doll.
Just for anybody thinking what I'm thinking, I don't want to know.
So the Warrens brought in a priest to interact with the Annabelle doll, and the priest supposedly said to Annabelle, "You're just a doll, you can't do anything," and then threw the Annabelle doll across the room. So Annabelle didn't like that. I shouldn't say she definitely didn't like that. When the priest left, he was in a car accident on the way home. Survived, nothing major, but
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So the Warrens decided that the Annabelle the doll was entirely too dangerous to be around humans.
Sounds like a wise decision.
So they took her. Are you familiar with the museum that the Warrens had?
Yes.
They had for those of you who aren't, they had a museum that was filled with paranormal objects, haunted objects, cursed objects, anything that they had collected in their years that had some sort of spiritual meaning behind it. And they took Annabelle to their museum and they put Annabelle in a box behind glass so that no one could touch her anymore, so she could not damage anyone else or harm anyone else.
Okay, so this doesn't have any special qualities. It's just glass so that no one can touch her.
Yes. And for those of you who are really interested in watching some people interact with Annabelle, the original doll, the guys over at BuzzFeed Unsolved went over and did a paranormal investigation with her. And if you've watched that channel before, they're
I have
they're pretty entertaining. So it's definitely worth the 25 minutes that you'll spend watching it. But haunted dolls are not uncommon, which is why you probably don't like dolls.
That might be why.
Yeah.
My story is when we go into, say, shops that have a variety of goods, some made by people locally, some antiques, and many times they have dolls in there. And I can't get the feeling off of me that those things are watching me walk across the floor.
And that's why a lot of people don't like dolls, is they feel like that unblinking stare is really getting to them. But the theory is that dolls and, I guess, stuffed animals can get impacted by spirits because they have eyes. So if the spirit goes into the body of the toy, then it can see out because it's got the eyes. And there's another famous haunted doll is Robert the doll, who lives in Key West, Florida. And I have a plushie of him in my Amazon cart. I'll get him. He'll be here for one of the podcasts. I forgot all about him until
Robert the doll?
Robert the doll, and you have to be just as respectful with Robert as you do with Annabelle. If you're going to take his picture, you have to ask his permission. He is also behind glass, cannot touch. So any doll that is dangerous, they put him behind glass, so they're nice and safe, so nobody can handle them, so they can't be thrown across rooms.
So okay, hold on here. Okay, Sue, I have a question. I never was a fan of dolls, of course, but what exactly happens because you handle them? I mean, can they not do something from behind the glass? Do they need to be grabbed or held to have some kind of supernatural effect?
So I desperately want to make a smart comment about that, but I also desperately want to respect the spirit of our friends, the dolls. But I guess that you could argue, my thought is that yes, a demon could, if it really is a demon could come through the glass and do whatever it wants. But I guess if you're going to say that you have to handle the doll to kind of make the doll come alive and kind of make it have that human interaction, that's what it needs to really have power, I guess you could argue it that way.
Okay, I mean, I wouldn't want to look at it, see it, or do anything with it personally. Those that want to go to the Warrens Museum and go through this stuff, you're welcome to do that. I'll take a pass. But we are in the business here of bringing forth to you these types of creepy events, creepy situations, and that's pretty creepy. And by the way, notice Annabelle staring at you.
So, Dave, what would you do? You remember the show The Twilight Zone?
I loved it. Loved the Twilight Zone. Brilliant writing.
So, does this story of Annabelle the doll remind you of anything from The Twilight Zone?
Yeah, there was a story about a doll on the Twilight Zone. Oh, that's where this came from. I mean, that's where the idea for the Twilight Zone.
All right. So now we're going to get into the real conspiracy theory here. The Warrens. Let's talk about the Warrens for a minute. The Warrens never charged anybody that they helped for their services, so they didn't make any money off of that.
I'm sure there's a catch to this.
I mean, well, think about it. They've got movie franchises, there are books, there were TV interviews.
And their museum.
And their museum. Their museum didn't make them too much money, but the Warrens still made a good bit of money off of the paranormal.
Okay, so they had a few movies, and they had some big hits there.
Yeah. So the question starts to become, are the Warrens real? Are they fake? Is what they are saying real or fake? Because they definitely, the Amityville horror haunting, they definitely faked some of the information behind that. And even some of the pictures that they supposedly took of spirits in the house are easily debunked.
Yeah, I've watched that movie. I will not watch it again because it was so corny. And it was so unbelievable. And it was unbelievable if you think about it. Because the things that happened, I mean, you can't avoid having evidence that this stuff happened. The gates of hell opened up. The door exploded. And there was just a lot of things in it. You might say it could have happened, but we've talked now. So we're going back to this. How does pop culture affect any of this? Now, the people we've interviewed, and we're going to interview, you'll find, they kind of agreed that it's very difficult to separate what people believe from what's really facts. When people go to a haunted house, if you're watching one of the Ghostbusters on TV, a lot of it's not real. They don't have the time to do a proper investigation. I think he was telling us sometimes it's hours and hours and hours, a couple of days. When you do a TV program or you make a movie, you need to get instant results, instant gratification. That's the era we're in. So pop culture, in a way, our need to know now and our need to get it done now sort of affects even the best of them. And I think the Warrens, obviously, took some shortcuts and made up some stuff.
Well, and there's also some evidence that they exploited people with mental illness and exploited people's fears of whatever the situation was that they were in to bring about these stories and these tales that have been built up again that are now campfire tales that you say, oh, the Amityville horror, oh, Annabelle the doll, that people react to and say, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I know that's real. Well, maybe.
That's the key. So how do we separate? Okay, folks, you got the same question. I know you do. Sue, how do we separate the few things that might be real or a lot of things that might be real from a lot of things that might not be real?
So I'm going to go off of a couple of my sources that I used for this. One was Ken, who I spoke about earlier, who has seen Annabelle in person, said it creeps him out. And then I have another very good friend who met Lorraine Warren in person, and who Lorraine Warren looked at them and was able to tell some things about them as soon as she looked at them. And so my friend 100% swears that the Warrens are legitimate paranormal demon investigators. However, my friend does not dispute that the Warrens did fudge the truth a little bit with some of their topics.
I think, again, when you're trying to make a living off of something, especially something you want to show people, you have to have something to show them.
Well, yeah, and look how much this stuff has carried on. There's 2 or 3 Annabelle movies.
There's a bunch of Amityville horror movies.
So the remake that they did in like 2005-ish, somewhere around there, 2005, 2006, something like that, that one's actually pretty good. It's pretty scary.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's okay. So if you're designing a program just to scare people, but if you're telling people this is based on truth, based on a true story, and it's not, I have a problem with it.
Yeah, and now there really was, obviously you can't really find much about the original owner of Annabelle. Everything that you find is connected to the Warren side of things.
It's like they erased the past.
Yeah, but obviously there was something there that really scared these people that made them bring in the Warrens in the first place.
Yeah.
So something was driving these people's fear to make them say, okay, and as you guys have seen throughout our other videos, I have a plushie to go with every story that we speak to. And I buy a lot of them from thrift stores, secondhand shops, things of that nature. And I can 100% assure you all that none of mine are moving around the house, leaving me notes, trying to strangle me in my sleep, doing anything creepy like that. So you could say that it's not everything. So if you're particularly freaked out by one doll and it's doing some weird things, okay, maybe you do have one of the ones that's truly haunted.
Wow, this is kind of creeping me out right now. Okay, we know that this is not the original Annabelle, a likeness of her for sure. And we know that some things did happen to the people who originally owned Annabelle, to the girl who originally owned Annabelle.
And the priest who originally interacted with Annabelle.
Now, how much evidence is there of those? You said you couldn't really find much outside of really the Warrens, the priest. Probably you don't have a lot of info on either. But it's hard to find.
So remember, let's talk about the priest for a second. There was that one particular priest who interacted with Annabelle. there were other priests as well.
Okay.
Who did. And I want you to think, this was 1970. Think about what movie was coming out and was very popular.
The Exorcist.
At that time. Yes. And there are some rumors out there that the Warrens kind of got caught up in the popularity of The Exorcist. So everything was a demon. It's a demon. You know, it's just like in that movie. You saw the movie.
That's the case today with a lot of things as well. It's a demon. I don't want to just qualify that as somebody's knowledge of demons, because how many of us really do? We don't.
We don't.
You know, and you can say ghosts, because what do you think of when you think of a ghost? Let's be honest. You always go back, if you're old enough, to Casper, the friendly ghost. But there's been plenty of shows with ghosts for 70, 80, 90 years. You know, you can't get around it. Again, pop culture. But to me, there's a fine line here, right? There's a fine line between being able to prove what you're saying and making up as you go along. How much of this is made up as we go along?
So that's a really good question. So let's talk about some of the recent instances that have involved Annabelle, and one specifically that has impacted you and I.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm on the clock here. What is it, Sue?
Okay, well, we'll get to that one in a second. So May 2025, Annabelle goes to visit the French Quarter in New Orleans. And what happens? One of the largest plantations in the state of Louisiana, Nottoway Plantation, burns to
down.
the ground.
Right. Okay, so there's a connection there, or at least we believe there's a connection.
There could be. So you can look at all of the spirits that are in Louisiana, in the French Quarter, all of the potential magical elements involved with it, and combined with, you know, maybe a very powerful being, only to create havoc.
Well, if you think about New Orleans in the French Quarter, if you think about black magic, voodoo, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things there. And I know people, so let me back up here real quick. A lot of people either write it completely off, are afraid to even hear about it, or believe it 100%. You don't have to be an expert to say that there's something off about New Orleans. There is. Not just from my standpoint, but from tens of thousands of people who've talked about this over the years. I can literally say that number. It is a creepy place. There's a spiritual force there. There's a darkness there. People love to go there. But there still is a darkness.
I have been there. We can do that in an episode if you want to, because I've got some videos and some pictures and stuff. So you can talk about my ghost tour experience there if you want.
Sue's been in ghost tours just about everywhere she's gone.
That is one of my main travel things. When I travel anywhere, I look to see if there's a ghost hunt, and I start looking for the haunted buildings. So,
you have gone to the ghost hunt here in town, right?
I have, and so the lady that runs the ghost hunt, Becky, is one of our friends of the show who's going to be joining us.
Good pitch for that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And we've asked Becky and Ken, I think I messed his name up before. It's Ken. I've met him one time. We asked them, how haunted is our town? On a scale of 1 to 10. And they said 8.
8.
So, hey, who knows? Who knows?
And it was Ken and Becky that I was out with, it was about 3 weeks ago now, that I went down to one of the buildings in town with. That will probably be our next video. We'll show you the footage of that and tell you the history of that building. But that was, again, a situation, if you were going to look at it from the Hollywood aspect of things, you're going to say, oh, well, absolutely nothing happened. You didn't get anything. You didn't have any experience at all. Well, no, I didn't have a Hollywood experience, but there were some things in there that I couldn't explain.
Right, and I think that's the problem with official ghost hunting TV shows. They need to produce every week. Well, however many episodes they make, they need a home run every episode. You can't tell me that there's not shortcuts taken. In fact, I think it was Ken that told us how they make these shadows that walk by the camera using multiple mirrors, and he pretty much explained how that happens. I believe that's what a lot of them do, because there's money involved, a lot of money. these episodes are bought and paid for by the studio, by the channel.
So I want to clarify before we do the episode where we put the footage in from my ghost hunt. Dave and I are not making any money off of this.
No.
So he and I have absolutely no reason to throw in random silly elements for you.
No.
So everything that you see there actually happened.
We definitely on this channel. And by the way, like, subscribe, and share this video. Link in the description box to our merch store. I want to promote all of our videos. We have, I believe, 6 or 7 out.
Oh, boy.
I'm not sure. We have me and Sue and me and Ashley. The last one was just out. Please go watch Ashley's video on Apollo 11. Was it fake or real? Or was it real or fake? Excellent video. We're starting to get some traction on that. Go watch it. And look out for all of our new and up videos coming down the pike. Sue and I and Ashley have a lot of big plans for the channel. Once again, thank those of you who demanded this Annabelle episode. We appreciate it.
So now, after that, we're going to talk about what really put Annabelle into the news and put Annabelle into the mouths of our listeners coming in for requests. So right around the 4th of July time, I don't know if you remember that you got a text message alert saying that the 911 systems across the state were down.
Yep, bang. All of them here in Pennsylvania. All of them.
Do you know who had entered the state at that time?
Was it Annabelle?
It was. It was Annabelle. So the day that Annabelle came into Pennsylvania, the statewide 911 system
Collapsed.
went down.
Crashed.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. So, again, my friend, who is very knowledgeable in this topic, said that, yes, that absolutely was Annabelle who had brought it down. Her energy was messing with the rest of the energies and crashed that.
You heard it here first, folks. So I did not hear this until Sue told me today. Of course, I was around, and I know some people in the government, quite a few, that were very confused on what happened, and they were still trying to sort it out the last time I checked. And I don't know what happened, but if this is what happened, there you go. Annabelle at it again.
So something even stranger happened after this. Annabelle was in Gettysburg, and for the history buffs, the Battle of Gettysburg was fought over the 4th of July in, what was it, July 2nd through the 5th or something like that in the Civil War.
Big time battle.
Yes. And Gettysburg is also incredibly haunted. We would love to hear some user stories from that one. So if you've got a story about Gettysburg haunts, please toss them over here.
I know there's a lot of them because I've talked to people, actually people that do war reenactments.
Yes.
I can tell you friends or older people that have been involved for years and will tell you it scares the bejesus out of them when they go there because they literally see the war reenacted in front of them in many times, in many cases.
That is one, that's one of the common stories is that people hang around there. So Annabelle was in Gettysburg as part of her nationwide tour. And Annabelle had a handler by the name of Dan Riviera, who had been with her for about 10 years. And beginning of July, Mr. Riviera was found dead in his hotel room. Autopsy and cause of death have not been released as of the day that we recorded this video. But there are some rumors that he may have touched Annabelle. There are rumors that Annabelle went missing while on that tour. But, so... did Annabelle kill her handler?
First of all, I guess I'm sort of confused about Annabelle doing tours with the handler. How does that even work? Did he own Annabelle, or who owns Annabelle and hired him to be the handler?
So, if I have this correct, Annabelle is still property of the Warrens estate. The Warrens had 2 children, so I believe their son is still in possession of their haunted objects. So the original Annabelle is a property of the Warren estate, and they bring her around the country so that
she goes on tour.
Yes.
In glass.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I learn something new every day, and this is wow. So a doll has a handler that lets her travel around the country.
Mm-hmm. Annabelle's probably seen more of the country than I have.
Imagine that, folks. Hey, please comment. I want you to let me know what you think about that. There's so much wrong with this. I mean, there's so much wrong here that
And I will tell you guys, I did not give Dave my outline ahead of time, so Dave saw this about a half an hour ago. So this is why Dave is completely mind blown tonight.
I mean, oh my Lord. A haunted doll travels the world with a
Of
handler.
course she does.
Oh my Lord.
Just because she's dead doesn't mean she's not interested.
You can't make this stuff up. You can't. Everything we do on this channel, you can't make this stuff up. We just had Zoe, the studio dog, show up. I wished I could get her to come up here. She just had her teeth out, 9 of them. She's recovering fine. She's a beautiful little mix, and she wants to come and visit me and Sue, and she'll come and visit me and Ashley, and then go lay down. So just say hi to her, and thank you for your visitation here, Zoe.
Yeah, she's our best studio dog.
Best studio dog, our only studio dog. Okay, so where do we go from here? We have, yep, that's her caller. We have a lot of people probably thinking, what's going on here?
We do, and so I will tell you, after my initial research, I came in here to be like, the Warrens are making stuff up. You can't believe anything they say. They were frauds. And maybe I'm too much of a skeptic because I talked to my friend, and my friend is the same friend who vouched for Lorraine Warren's authenticity. I need to stop saying that word because I can't say it. And my friend told me, this is a direct quote, Annabelle is not a soul trapped. It's a demon with vicious intent who uses the power it has over its popularity. The more you talk about her, the more power she holds over humans, because there really isn't anything you can do to cleanse it. It would only make it worse. They feed off fear and nightmares.
Okay, so I'm guessing that, demons are obviously much different than ghosts. I mean, again, I'm not an expert here.
No.
But demons are part of the fallen angel family, my understanding. Not fallen angels, but part of the family. There's a whole story behind that, which I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because it's really
That's
really
a long
deep.
rabbit hole.
But these things are much more powerful and much more frightening than ghosts. I'm not saying ghosts can't be, I guess.
Well, if you look at Lake Lanier,
yeah, they try to pull you to your death.
Yeah, if you believe that Lake Lanier is cursed and haunted, then the spirits at Lake Lanier are powerful enough to pull people to their death, because I don't think that nothing has ever said that all of the spirits in Lake Lanier are demons.
Right.
So we say that they're ghosts who are angry. So if those ghosts are powerful enough to pull someone in a lake to their death, then can another ghost make an object so haunted that touching it is dangerous to human beings?
I guess you can use some logic there. By the way, if you haven't seen that video with me and Sue on Lake Lanier, it's on our website. It's on our YouTube channel. Take a watch. It's a great watch. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, so we have plans here to investigate a few more buildings. You investigated one with Ken.
Yes.
And Becky?
Yes.
We're going to do, I think, the one at the end of town. What's the name of the building we're going to?
The Canonsburg Collective. It used to be the Nook.
Yeah, it's the Canonsburg Collective. It's a very old building. Canonsburg is a very old town. And we're going to see what we find out. According to Ken, a lot of the buildings have some strange things in them.
We are also going to check out the bookstore.
Right.
Our local bookstore in town here is haunted.
It's a beautiful little store. So if you're ever in Canonsburg, stop by the store. It is 2 floors of just charm and nice places to sit, drink some coffee, and read.
We're going to work on getting her on the Pittsburgh bookstore crawl next year.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Bookstores are not going out. They're coming back. People do love books. And if you love books, support your local bookstore.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be doing a lot of these things. And I think, Sue, we mentioned about going up to Westmoreland County.
And actually, so slight development in that for you all out there. A friend of mine watched our video on the town out there in Westmoreland County, Livermore, that we discussed with the Lake Lanier video. And surprise, he knows where it is.
Okay, because this is not as well known as Lake Lanier.
Correct.
Lake Lanier is a massive lake that Sue swam in. If you watch the video, you'll see her and her friend and her dogs in Lake Lanier. And at the time, she didn't know that it was considered the most cursed lake in America, which is unusual for Sue because she usually has pretty good scouting recon. No one told her.
They told me.
And of course, she did have some nice video that we plugged into our video. Excuse me. But we're going to take a peek up there at Lake Livermore. I never get the name right.
At least the Livermore Cemetery. We're going to check out the Livermore
Right. No, we're not going to go
sure.
scuba diving into the lake because there are videos of people scuba diving in these places, which is interesting. But we're going to do a little Skype hunt there, and we'll report back to you. They've claimed they've heard church bells.
Yes. They've seen people walking on the water. They've seen phantom buildings on the water. So, I don't know. I think I said this when we did the video. Livermore creeps me out more than Lake Lanier. Like, right. I've never been there, but the idea of Livermore creeps me out more so.
A road less traveled.
Yes.
And I think with Lake Lanier, there were a lot of deaths, but were spread out over almost 70 years.
Yes.
Or so the numbers don't work out that it makes it any more dangerous to go there than any place else. A lot of visitors, 10 million, you said at least. I think it's set into.
So do you think that the numbers work out with Annabelle? Do you think that Annabelle is dangerous enough to kill her handler?
Well, the thing is, we don't really know how many times Annabelle's been handled. We don't know how many places she's went. There are always, and for Sue and I, if you watched our videos, we try to make this not just like you go on the History Channel and watch the alien shows, and it's all about aliens proving that they exist with fake information, a lot of it. And we're not like that. We will actually try to debunk things here. We'll try to make sense of things because, let's be honest, it's very easy for people to want to believe. The old Fox Mulder from the X-Files, I want to believe. And some people will blindly believe anything.
I want to believe too. And like I said, I was prepared to say, the Warrens faked things. I don't necessarily believe this anymore. But after talking to my friend, after talking to Ken, and after talking to Becky, Becky does not believe that Annabelle killed her handler. She believes that if Annabelle was going to do so, he was with her for 10 years. She had the opportunity to do so beforehand. But she respects the work of the Warrens. My friend Alan respects the work of the Warrens. Ken respects the work of the Warrens. And if these people who are experts in their field, say that they are sure that nothing happened, that she didn't kill her handler, she is a cursed object, the Warrens do have some validity. They may have stretched the truth a few times, but they do have some validity. That's good enough for me.
Right. I guess we'll go with that. So be careful, especially when you watch something on TV. Let's be honest. TV can be manipulated. It's really based on ratings and how much money they make. And not everything's going to be true. Now, as Sue mentioned, with the Warrens, they've been around a long time. As I mentioned, I remember them back in the day. And we don't really know. We've never met them, but sometimes you have to take somebody's word for it. And if they feel comfortable with it, that's fine. Maybe they have basically some truth to what they do. Completely, we're not sure. But obviously, they did make a few of the movies, The Conjuring and the Amityville Horror, were not really well thought out movies because it was based on a true story and not all of it was true.
The book, The Amityville Horror, is pretty good. I didn't pull a recommended reading this week, but maybe we'll say The Amityville Horror is our recommended reading this week.
Well, if you like ghost stories, it's good. If you're basing it on it being real, it's not.
And that remake that they made, I can't remember. I just watched a YouTube video about it that they talked about the cast and everything. That remake from like 2005, 2006 was excellent. Like, you should watch that one. That one scared me.
And, as we're talking about what you see on TV, let us know what your favorite ghost story is by movie. One of mine, favorite Stephen King's TV movie.
Oh, Rose Red?
Rose Red.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I thought it was an excellent ghost story. And I believe in the real, if I'm going to go see a movie, I don't want to see just things doing contortions like they do. I mean, I want to just see a really thought out ghost story, and not many people are any better at it than Stephen King. So I would recommend Rose Red if you have that. I think I have that on DVD.
It's streaming somewhere. I've seen it streaming somewhere recently. I will say I have only seen the first Annabelle movie. I did not like the Annabelle movies. I didn't think they were that well done. I didn't think they were scary. I was not impressed with the Annabelle movies.
It's like the Leprechaun movies.
Yeah.
The first one was okay, and the rest just got so bad. And sadly, with pop culture, again, they're trying to kind of reinvent the wheel, but they can't on these movies that are sequels. That's why when you do one, get one and done, do it right the first time, and move on. And there are plenty. So let us know what your favorite horror movie is, ghost movie. And again, if you have something you want us to investigate, either Sue or Ashley, because really they do the bulk of that investigation, let us know. We enjoy a challenge here. And Sue has come through again today. We're going to, again, put whatever video we can onto this particular film here today. We'll get back to you on some of the other exploits we're going to do in our town and around the area. We are going to do the Bigfoot expedition. We're still searching for a location close by.
We do have contact now to discuss the Claysville Dogman. So we will be bringing you some more information about the Claysville Dogman, and we can get over to Claysville in 20 minutes.
Right. Not far minutes. From here. Again, we are into cryptids as well. We know that you enjoy Bigfoot. Still, I think our most popular video is Bigfoot.
It is, and we did talk to one Bigfoot researcher. We're going to see if we can get that footage up for you.
Yeah, we had a glitch.
We had a little glitch with that, but we can get him back. We've got some other Bigfoot researchers who want to come on and talk to us. We've got some good stuff for Bigfoot.
There's a lot of information on Bigfoot, and I think it's a lot more, in many cases, easier to grab onto, because a lot of these people, and I think Doug Waller, he's been around a long time. I think he's close to 80 now.
Yeah, he's a Southwestern Ohio Bigfoot Society, I believe.
And he's been doing the research on it for 30-some years, I believe.
Yes. He doesn't get out and do, like, the field expeditions anymore, but he definitely has the knowledge. Like, he's got some amazing things to speak to.
So keep in mind, we're going to try to find people that actually do the things. We're not the doers of a lot of this stuff. We're not big on expeditions, although we are going into the woods, and we don't believe we'll find anything, but we're going to see what it's like to do an expedition. We're going to head up to some other places that are either haunted or have some strange things. I know there's a place that had a UFO sighting back in the day.
We've gotten a lot of requests to cover that too, and that was higher up on my list, but I bumped it down so we could talk about Annabelle.
Yeah, she wanted to get Annabelle out of the way, so we did. I hope you enjoyed it. Listen, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos. We're trying to grow our channel, and we need you to help us do that. Look, she wants you to hit that like button, squash it, bam, like, hit the subscribe, watch it till the end. If you got friends or family and you know they love this stuff, let them know. Say, hey, Nights Around the Fire, top notch. We'll get you there. Remember, our merch store, we got shirts and hats. That will probably grow as time goes.
Yeah, I've got some more ideas. I need to sit down with our webmaster and discuss those.
So,
if you've got stuff that you want to see on shirts, let us know in the comments.
Right. We want to kind of make sure that you have a great experience all the way around here on the Nights Around the Fire. Ashley's up next. I think we're going to have Ashley as well here coming up in August. I don't know what the topic is there. We're going to discuss that. I think we have a Nights Around the Fire meeting coming up. The Nightuses and the Night. We're going to be there. Again, thank you for watching. Keep tuned into the Nights Around the Fire channel. Hit by the way, the bell icon. That'll let you know when we actually put a new video up so you don't miss a thing. Hey, see you next time right here on Nights,
Nights
Around the Fire. Later.